Okay, so I am going to do a voiceover on this video portion because just like the other one, I realized that the audio was messed up, basically my mic. Anyway, so this is my white shimmer spray that I make, and I make this myself with alcohol and some shimmer mica powder. It's really eyeshadow that I get from the dollar store. I'll go ahead and link that. I had a few people ask me about my alcohol ink, but the bad thing is that you can't find alcohol now. Okay, so I'm showing you the envelopes, and I know I showed you these in the last one, but I did put shimmer spray on. That's what I did different from the end of the last video, and it turned out really pretty. I don't know if the camera picks it up that well, but it's definitely worth it. My shimmer spray that I make is very inexpensive, if you can find the alcohol, which normally I use dollar store alcohol and it's 50% and you can't find it, and it's actually not good for disinfecting. Anyway, here I am putting the shimmer spray on the back, which, you know, I'm just showing you how I do it. It's just pretty easy. You just shake it and put it on, and you can't really tell till it dries. And when I make my shimmer spray, I put hairspray in with it so it doesn't come off easily. It actually works really well. And I usually make the big bottles of the white because, I mean, I make it in different colors, but quite honestly, you can just put the white on stuff, you know, and it's translucent, so it kind of has the same effect, really. So anyway, okay, so now I am showing you what our next step is going to be, and it is, I have these little white cutouts, and I'm going to use those. You see, I don't know, watching now to try and remember what I did. I think we did the white cutouts, and so we're going to use those and try and do something a little different with those, and also some of the other ones that I had showed you in the other video, the different colored ones. So we're going to use those, and I don't know, obviously I am looking for something and I don't remember what it was. It was not my day when I did this video. Okay, well, something's missing. Oh, there we go. I found them. There they are. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do something with these, and I did want to show you also that I cut those out with my little attachment, and then, or my little I guess, I don't remember what the name of it's called, but it's, you know, the little thing that you cut your die cuts out, and it's from We Are Memory Keepers. But like I said, I got it at Tuesday morning, and it was about $25, and if you don't have one, honestly, it's a good investment, because for most of the things that you do in a small junk journal, you can do with that. Okay, so I am putting my Distress Oxide out on my glass mat and spraying some water on it. You know the drill. This is kind of what we did with our envelopes. But this time I am going to showing you my blue fingers from the alcohol ink. Yeah, trust me guys, wear gloves, because it took me forever to get that off my hands. Forever. You can get the other stuff off pretty easy, but boy, I'll tell you, that it's hard to get alcohol ink off, and that's why you like it, because it sticks to anything. Okay, so all I'm doing is dipping the flowers in different colors, and as you can see already, before it's even dry, it does have a neat effect to it. And honestly, I really love how these turned out, and I'm probably gonna use the remainder of the ones I didn't use on a tag or two or something, because they're just so So fun. But anyway, that's what we're doing. We are dipping them in the different colors, and of course the colors are bleeding over, and that's good because, you know, they mix together. Like I said, the one thing you want to be really careful with when you do this is you don't want to get your colors too muddy. You have to be careful about what colors you mix and how much you mix them and stuff like that, but it's really, you know, not hard at all. And I would say it's a lot of fun. So you could do a similar effect with probably regular ink pads, but it wouldn't have that watercolor effect. Distressed oxide has a very distinct kind of really just looks like watercolor because it's a watercolor base. Now I think maybe you could do that with, like, yeah, maybe watercolor markers or watercolor pens, maybe even gelatos or something. That's something to think about. I guess I could try that another time and try that and see how it works out. But it just has a very kind of translucent watercolor look when you're done, and I thought that would be kind of a cute, nice look to put on our mermaid journals anyway. So pretty much that's what I'm doing here, and we're just going to do kind of several. Now I'm wiping up that mess there. And listen, all this stuff is messy, but you know, messy is fun sometimes, and you know, I like to do the messy stuff. So anyway, I definitely would say that it's worth it. Okay, so now what I did is I dipped in my little white shell that I had that cut out, and now I'm spraying some water on it. And of course, because it's the Distress Oxide, it will blend together a little bit more after I did that, which is kind of cool. That's the point of the Distress Oxide, is that it blends, you know, like watercolor. Like I said, I don't know. I do have some. It's not the Gelato brand, but I do have some stuff like that I probably should try that. Just now that I'm thinking about it, that would probably be kind of a cool thing to do. So I have never tried it. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's a cool idea. Really, that might work. I have to just try that. I know that they have Distress Oxide crayons and things like that. So if you guys have tried that, let me know, and let me know how it's worked out for you, because I haven't ever tried it. You know, there's just so many products out there, and you can try them, and you just, I mean, I see stuff and I think, oh, well, big deal. Or why is everybody making a big deal out of it? Well, I can honestly say the Distress Oxide, that just works really, really good, and I really like it. So I would definitely try it. And I had just used some of the Distress ink, and I'm not sure on the properties. It is different. It is not as... the only way to describe the Distress Oxide is it's more of a chalky type ink, and then the Distress ink is more of like a regular ink, but it does react, the Distress ink does react to water, as you can see how it kind of, when I sprayed it, you've got your, you know, purple blob in there, and it does react to it, and so it does have kind of that same translucent look after you dip the stuff in it. So I mean, I don't know what the major difference is, but I will say that the Distressed Oxide a little chalkier type of a look. So if you're wondering and you don't have any, but and I got these, like I said, I think I got my 3 pads. It was the yellow is fossilized amber, and the blue distress oxide was salty ocean, and then the kind of turquoise green is cracked pistachio. And so honestly, I have used them a lot. I actually have, and I really, really recommend it. Anyway, so here I'm showing you all the different ones that I did, which I did, more than what we did together. I did some off screen. So I'm showing you my blue hands again. I am not kidding, guys. It took forever to get all that off of my fingers. It really did. I had to do some scrubbing. So yeah, wear your gloves. And I have gloves sitting in here, and I'm not saving them for anything, because I use which is really better for you. I use wipes and alcohol spray and hand sanitizer. I don't use gloves when I go out, but I have a big box of them in here that I bought, and they're sitting right next to my desk for a reason. But I don't know, maybe I just like getting my hands messy, but I know better than that. Alcohol ink just will stain your hands. Anyway, so I'm kind of showing you my little die cut machine, and I can't really think of the name. I know it is by We Are Memory Keepers, but it's just a small one. And like I said, there was a lot of stuff in the little packet that you get in the box, and it's something like $24, $25. And I wasn't going to get it because, quite honestly, I do have a Cuttlebug, and I have an Empress, and I usually was taking my Cuttlebug with me if I went anywhere. But honestly, that little thing is just very handy, and I keep it close to my desk, and I can just grab it, and it does work on most of the things that I need to cut out for junk journaling. They're small, and so it does work. And I know, now if I'm doing a lot, like if I have a bunch of scraps and stuff, and there are times, like I said, that I just may be in a rut where I can't figure out what to do, but I just want to be in my happy place, my craft room. I will just sit there and cut out things. So here you see me using it. It's super easy. It doesn't always stay stuck down as well as it could, but it's not really that big of a deal. You just kind of hold it like I did, and it does work really well. So like I said, if you don't have one, I would definitely, if you don't want to invest a lot, I think the Cuttlebug they're not making anymore, so you'd have to get like a Big Shot or something like that, and those are not cheap. And then the electric one's definitely not cheap. Although I would say if you're going to invest a lot, gosh, you'll find yourself die cutting like crazy when you get that, and embossing, because it is just so easy. It's not even funny, but I still don't use it as much as I should. But I love it. I have a lot of die cuts from card making and scrapbooking days, and then of course I still buy them every now and then, but that's just it, is that to get your money's worth out of them, and that's kind of how I looked at it. I invested so much in the die cuts that I figured, well, if I'm going to use them, if I get the Empress, and I got it on sale, and I do believe it was, yeah, I think I was buying myself a Christmas present ahead of Christmas, because I told my husband, I go, look, you're going to just buy me something I don't want. So, okay, so here I'm just showing you, part of the reason I did that is not to show you the cutouts, because obviously we've already colored them, But part of the reason I did that is that I wanted to show you that you can use the negative, that portion of it, as a stencil. And I ended up not doing that, but I will have to say I do use it in something later, and you'll see it, and it did turn out really cool. So anyway, that is why I did all that. And so if you're bored to death with all that, I hope you speed through it, because I don't ever speed up things, because my thinking is, and I always look at how I look at videos, and I just figure likely you will do what I do. If I want something sped up, I just speed through it. That's how I do it. So, you know, I mean, I don't know what you're going to want to speed up and what you're not, so I just let you guys decide. So anyway, I'm showing you the napkins and what we're going to do on our envelopes. And here we are, just using the water tool again. And honestly, I got that with my tear ruler, and it works fantastic. But what I used to use before is just kind of a small paintbrush and just a little bit of water, and it did the same thing. So, you know, but I'll tell you, doing nothing is way harder than, like, no water at all. It's way harder to tear that stuff out and do a good job with it. So anyway, so here we are, just tearing out what we're going to use. And I know I've done this many times before, and you guys know how to do it, so obviously you can speed up through that. And I would if I were you. I mean, I was like, okay, you know, but a lot of my videos, guys, when I'm doing my craft with me's and they're so long, I always put myself in the place of the person watching, and I like some of these craft with me, hang out, chit chat kind of thing, just to kind of feel like I have somebody in the craft room with me. And especially nowadays, because, you know, most of us don't have other people in the craft room, so we're in here by ourselves, and just kind of have some company with us when we're crafting. And that's kind of how I look at it. Honestly, I don't, you know, think that anything I'm doing is all that exciting, you know, and I don't think it's an hour's worth of entertainment. But hopefully, you know, you're getting some crafting done, and you get to kind of feel like you have a friend in the room, which a lot of you guys, honestly, I've never met you, and whatever, but I have to say that I just feel like we're just great friends, because your comment, don't ever think that if I don't respond to a comment that I haven't read it, because I read them all, and I do try and respond to them. I really, really do. But, you know, sometimes I'll have a video that, I don't have that many of them, but I'll have a video that, you know, 400 or 500 people will watch, and then they'll have, you know, I'll get, you know, 300 comments, and I don't get to respond to all of them, but I try. I do the best I can. I don't know how these people that get, you know, 4, 5, 10,000 people watching their videos, and God knows all the comments they get. Holy moly. I mean, come on. I don't know how they could possibly keep up with that. That would have to be like a full-time job. You know, I don't think I'll ever get to that, but I can't see that happening anytime in the future. I was really hoping, because I was moving along there, you know, getting like 10 new subscribers a day, that I would be hitting, you know, my 1,200 mark pretty soon. But boy, it slowed down. So if you're watching this video, y'all subscribe, because I'm trying to get there, slowly getting there. So we'll see. I don't know. I guess, you know, it's probably the content, right, guys? I got to work on that. But like I said, I mean, a lot of the stuff that I do is just me, you know, doing what I would be doing anyway. So it's not like I'm going out of my way to think of new things. All right, so here I am just showing you that I'm going to stamp on this and just do some script stamp and a little bit of music and that type of thing. And I usually always do that. Honestly, I don't know when I got done that you could really even see it all that well on the darker envelope, but you could see it on the lighter one, and I think it looked good on there. So it depends on what you're looking for. What you'll find in this video on the last one, I didn't put any on it, and I like it just fine. I am tempted to put some on there, but I don't know, I'm trying to resist. Sometimes less is more, and there's a lot of times I do things and I kind of regret it after, because I'll put too much on something, but that's okay. A lot of it is just, you know, the fun of going through the process. So anyway, so I'm putting this on. The one thing I do have to say, because of the texture on the envelopes, it was kind of hard to get a good impression. And if I had it to do over again, I would use my stamps without a block, because if they're more pliable, that you can kind of push them down with your fingers and you actually get a better impression than if you use the block. At least that's what I found. And you know, I don't know, you may not think that. So anyway, that's what I did, and that's what I'm doing here. So hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. And yeah, so anyway, that's all that's going on here, is just some stamping. And I am using the Versamark watering can, and I bought this on clearance, and it was, oh gosh, I don't even know, it was really cheap, like less than $2. And the thing about it is that it is the permanent, you know, archival ink. Oh, excuse me. And the thing about it is that I love this because it's actually a gray color, kind of a dark gray, and it looks like a faded black is the only thing that I can say. And that is kind of what you're going for a lot of times when you're stamping with the black, when you're doing the junk journals. And that's why I just love it. So if you ever see it, I don't know, maybe they discontinued it. I don't know. I do think on the ink pads that after a certain time they get rid of them because they might be dry or something. It could be that, oh, I kind of yawned there. Sorry, guys. You know, maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. I've bought plenty of ink pads on clearance, and I have actually not had any issues with any of them. So I don't know. I mean, that may be the situation. If y'all want to comment and let me know if you know, because I mean, I don't know. I just know that a lot of times if they have a clearance sale, especially at Hobby Lobby, go, because they'll have all their ink pads and stuff on sale, and that's when I stock up. I have so many colors just from that, and I haven't had any issues. Okay, so now I am using the stickers that I had, and this is how I'm decorating the envelope. So, and they're pretty sticky. Now again, because of how bumpy this is with the texture and everything, I'm having a hard time getting that stuff stuck down. So I do put those on there. And they do, and I think it turned out cute. I mean, I really do. I don't have, like I said, a lot of things for the Mermaid journal. And I was kind of collecting things. I don't know about you, but whenever I'm thinking I'm going to do a journal, I'll see something and I'll, I'll buy it or whatever. And I had a stack of these, and honestly, this journal was something that I started, oh my gosh, it was last year, really last year. And I don't know what happened. I'm trying to remember what happened. That was so crazy. Oh, now I remember. Oh, yeah. My youngest son, who had graduated December 2018, had a job in downtown Dallas, and he had moved back home because he wanted to quit his job and move to Colorado because he didn't like his job, and so he wanted to save up money, so he came in and moved in with me with his golden retriever, Ollie, who was at the time less than 2 years old, so still a puppy. And I'm telling you, this dog, sweetest dog. Golden retrievers in general, I just love them because they're just so lovable. And I raised golden retrievers for a while, and I still have one, Leia, who's quite old, but oh god, I don't know, I'm tired, guys. Anyway, so yeah. And getting back to that, he moved in with Ollie, and then I had my golden retriever, a Great Pyrenees that was very, very old, and he has passed away since then. And then my little miniature schnauzer that we had rescued that was supposed to be my dad's dog, but he wound up not keeping it, and you couldn't send the dog back. I mean, honestly. Oh, anyway, so that was plenty. Because Ollie kind of kept everybody on their toes. But then after that, my oldest son's house was having all new flooring put in, so he came to move in with us with, get this, his two golden retriever lab mix puppies, and they were, gosh, I don't know, 7 months old or something. Oh my god, guys, I don't even know. It was freaking crazy. So that's what happened, now that I remember. I was trying to black it out of my memory. And I love dogs, don't get me wrong, but it was like running a kennel. So anyway, here I'm showing you where I'm putting the our beautiful little I don't know, what do you call those? Little plants, or little cutout plant things that we did. And I'm putting some of the solid colors in with the ones that we colored. And so yeah, we did that, and that's what I'm doing. And I am having a hard time gluing those down too. And I ended up, I think I tried to put them down with our glitter glue, and then I ended up having to go back and use my 3-in-1 glue because like I said, it was kind of bumpy, and the texture and everything. So I had to really kind of squish them down there and get them on there good. But they're on there good now. And I actually had to go back and kind of redo that with the stickers too, because it just, it was just kind of bumpy. And I also think the texture paste too is kind of, kind of a problem. So it's doable though. If you have a 3-in-1 or fabric tack or something, it definitely had no problem sticking to it. So once I pulled out the big guns, which I always consider, I mean, if the, you know, I don't know. To me, 3-in-1 and Fabric Tack are the end all be all. They work great. I try not to use them all the time because it's expensive, and just like they are glitter glue, but they're great glues. They just really are. And I don't know. And I have quite a bit of the 3-in-1 because something happened for a while there where you couldn't get it, and I kind of freaked out, and I got as much as I could, and I didn't realize this. I did it on Amazon, and I guess I had signed up for auto ship, which I didn't know, or whatever. And yeah, so every few days I got it from like 4 different sources. So every few days I would go out there. My husband would go, "Why are you buying so much glue?" I said, "Oh my God, because I thought it was going to go away and I wouldn't be able to find it." So I have a little stash of 3-in-1. Well, then, I don't know if you guys know this, but on the art glitter glue, something's going on with that. So yeah, that was kind of hard to find and back ordered, and so kind of stocked up. Now I didn't do the same thing. I canceled all my auto ships on the other one, but I did buy a couple of art glitter glues just in case. I just don't want to be without them. I just really don't. I mean, there are other glues, and I have tried quite a few, trust me. And you can buy them a lot cheaper, but they don't work as well. So now, if you're wondering, 3-in-1 and Fabric Tack are the same thing. It has the same ingredients in it, really, pretty much. So now I haven't found an equivalent to art glitter glue. So if anybody out there has, please let me know. And then I heard this thing about Dollar Tree having some sort of glue that was kind of like the 3-in-1 glue or the Fabric Tack. So if anybody's purchased that, let me know. I haven't seen it at mine, but they have a big one in Denton that I can go to, and it does have usually the stuff that mine. I have a terrible Dollar Tree, really terrible. Not the people there are great and the employees are great, but it's just always a huge mess, and they don't get near the stuff that the other stores get. And oh yeah, I mean, they do a whopping business though, but I'm telling you, they don't have the stuff that I keep seeing people get. And if I go to the other, bigger Dollar Trees, they usually do have a lot of it. And so anyway, all right, so now getting back to our journal, we're putting all of our little, not our journal, our envelope, we're putting our little, our little, I guess, I don't know what to call these things, plants. They're just going to call them plants because that's what they are. I wouldn't even have a clue as to what kind of plant they are. But I love these because I like the size. I think I showed you my other die cuts, and they do have a lot of this plant material. And I know one of them is a Tim Holtz one that I got on clearance. But these are small, and they work really well for tags and things like that because they are smaller. So I don't know. I don't even know why I ended up buying them. I think I saw somebody do a tag or something with one, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to get those. Yeah. That's a bad thing about watching all these YouTube videos. There are things that you see that you just can't live without. And, really, really bad to, and, I do that all the time. And then I get stuff and then I forget I have it. And anyway, I have some stuff that I'm going to do some things with. That I saw other people do things with, and just to show you guys so that you realize that you can't live without it either. So there you go. I will say this though, junk journaling can be as cheap or as expensive as you want to make it. It really can. And I just think some of the most creative things that I had seen come from true junk journaling, using junk. But I will tell you this, that I do think that it has allowed me to use a lot more of my stash of stuff that I've had, you know, different types of things and different crafts, and you know, there's just so many things that you can do with it. So many. Anyway, and so that's kind of been my goal lately, is to go through my craft room and just look at different things differently and trying to figure out how I can incorporate that in a junk journal. Anyway, so I'm kind of showing you here how it looks when it's done. And I do think it turns out cute, and I do think that the little plants really do lend itself to the little seahorses and the crab. And I don't remember I don't think I put the seashell on this now. Yes, and see, I got out the big guns now because I gave up on the art glitter glue. As good as it is, on these envelopes, it really required the 3-in-1 or fabric tack, because it was not going to stick without that. So anyway, I do want to use these little cutouts, or these little plants or whatever, on at least 1 or 2 tags in this journal, because they're so cute. They're really, or something. I'll find something to put them on. Don't worry. They will not go to waste. But I think they turned out really neat. So anyway, so all I'm really doing here is making sure that I glue those on there, and I'm saying I need to put a stamp there, which, you know, I don't know. I usually always, when I do these envelopes, put a stamp. I mean, it's not necessary, but for some reason I just kind of feel like it's not complete unless I do one. So anyway, that's all that's going on there. I'm sure I'm digging through my stuff trying to find it. I guess I could be a little bit better planned. Hey everybody, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs, and I am here just finishing the video, and I am not doing the voiceover portion here just because I figured out that my mic had not worked in my other video and a portion of this one, and I replaced it, and I'm finishing this part of the video. We had finished decorating these 2 envelopes that we had made, and I was looking for my stamps, and I did find them. I found this nice little purple stamp, and then I put the little cancel postal on there. And the only other thing I did is on the back, if you remember, we did those little white cutouts, and what I did for that is I made a closure for this. So there you go. So that one is done. I think it turned out pretty cool. You know, like I said in my other video, you could have left these plain and they were just gorgeous the way they were, but I think that's really cute with the different colored little cutouts. I think that looks kind of neat with the little crab and the little seahorses. And I don't remember if I put that shell on when y'all were watching, but I went ahead and did that. Okay, so on this one I found a stamp, and I had put this other shell on that we did, but I went ahead and took one of the ones from the napkin, and I decoupaged it on there, and so then now I have a closure for that. I did put some white shimmer on this, which I think was probably a mistake, because what it did is it blended all the colors together again, and it kind of made them, whereas, you know, they were a little bit more separate, kind of blended them all together, made it all a little darker, but I still think it turned out pretty good. Okay, so we have the 3 others left that we had, and I have made a decision that on these 2, I'm not going to do anything to them. The only thing I did is I put one of the little vellum stickers on there on the back, because this did have the name of my old bank that got taken over, that, you know, this is old stationery, and so you really can't tell what it is anymore, and I thought it looked kind of cute, and so I did that, and I did it on this one too with the little starfish, and I'm just going to leave those 2 because honestly, like I said, I think these things are really pretty the way they are, so I left those 2. This one has the light, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, texture on it, and I just think it's gorgeous the way it is. You definitely could leave it. I mean, I wish you could see it with the shimmer on there. It's just really pretty. But I do think I am going to do a little bit to this. I'm not going to do as much as I did to the other ones, but I am going to decorate this just a little bit, and that'll be my last one. I think for the most part, guys, like I said, these are, you know, these are pretty the way they are. You can decorate them, not decorate them, but it's a cool process. And you're really not going to be able to tell till it's done how it's going to look. And even if you don't like it, you can just add more stuff to it. I did want to kind of show you that how pretty these multicolor look how pretty that looks on there. I mean, it really does look good. So it is very tempting to put. Maybe I will do it. I don't know. I really wished you guys could just definitely just let me know how you feel about stuff. This doesn't really have any purple, but see, look how pretty that is. Is that pretty? Yep, it's gorgeous. And see, even if you put that with your solid colors with it, it really looks pretty. I mean, I don't know. Very gorgeous, I think. So, I mean, they're just gorgeous. So anyway, yeah, I mean, that could look cute, couldn't it? I don't know. I don't know. I did learn my lesson, though, as far as, you know, I put a little green one in there, too. See, these are the solid colored ones, and I think they're really, they work well with this. Put a few in next to the other ones. See if we have one that has more purple in it. That one blends in really well. I don't know, they're just neat, aren't they? Oh, here's one with a lot of purple in it. Let's see how that would look. See, they're just really cool, aren't they? No, I know that one doesn't go there. Well, maybe I will do that. What do you think? Okay, so anyway, I mean, you can tell that these would be just so neat to put on a tag or something like that. So, I mean, we're basically did the same process with this. See, isn't that pretty? So I may, you know, make a few little tags or something to go with that. But I am going to do something a little different, just to do it different. I don't know if that one would be good there. These are so tiny, but they're fun. And then you saw how easy they were to make, so definitely you could do a lot of things. I still have some white ones in there that I haven't done anything with. So anyway, I'm going to leave those out because I may use them. I'm going to leave these out because I may use those. I have another one in there that I think I've already colored. And I also have a stamp that I wanted to maybe use. I don't know where the other one went to. Boy, if you could have seen the big old giant mess on my desk. Yeah, see, I'm going to use that one, I think, on there. And these turned out really neat. It says one doesn't have a lot of color in it, but it's really kind of a fun thing. And so I used it as a closure, and it works really well. Yeah, that might work. We'll see. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to take those off, and I'm going to try and leave them over here so I can tell what order they're in. And right here, I am going to do, you guessed it, I'm going to do some embossing, and I love embossing. I love how it turns out. So let me get the stuff I need. I should have got that out. And I think what I'm going to do, gosh, it's so hard. There's just a part of me that really would like to leave it the way it is, but then again, I'm just, I don't know. All right, so where did it go? I should have had all this ready. I have some super fine silver that I'm going to use because it does a lot of really good detail. And where is the stamp that I'm going to use? It's buried in here somewhere. That's another thing. When I get done doing a project, my stamps, oh my gosh, they are such a mess. Okay. Where did she go? Now, this is a little tricky. I may use this. I just haven't 100% decided. It's a little mermaid. That's kind of how it looks. The stamp is, it's an okay stamp. It's just an okay stamp. Or, I'm telling you, I love this octopus. Maybe I'll do him. He turns out gorgeous every time. I think I'm going to do him. Because this is so bumpy, I don't know whether the mermaid would, I don't know whether it would turn out all that well. That's what I'm afraid of. Okay. All right. So, I think what I'm going to do, I really should use my platform for this. But I'm just going to live dangerously and hopefully it works out. Okay. Because this is really beautiful the way it is. It really is. Okay. Oh, see, now I'm torn. I'm thinking about this. All right, let me see. It's starting to not stick. You know how it is when they don't stick after. Well, part of it too is I still have embossing stuff on the back of it. Whenever that happens for me, I take my glue stick and I put it on the back of it, and I just do that. But I don't know. We shall see. Actually, I think I'd rather use this. I think that would work better. Okay. Now, do I want this right in the middle? Or do I want it over here? I think I may want it over here a little bit. It's a little smoother there too. There's just a big part of me now that I'm going to wind up maybe regretting this. here we go. I can't make up my mind because this guy he turns out good every time. I'm going to do that. This is a Tim Holtz stamp, and I think that's part of the reason why. And that other one, I believe I got it off Amazon, but I can't tell you what the name was. This one's not sticking that good though, because they all get like that. And like I said, I just put glue stick on it, and it doesn't permanently stick it, but it works temporarily. Okay, I'm just going to do that because I just think it covers more and it'll look good. So I'm going to use my Versamark. Get it all over there. I'm going to do it good because definitely want this to show up good. All right. And then, and I am going to put him in the middle. Let me put him up a little bit higher, right there. And I'm going to hold down on that just for a little bit, make sure it goes all over. Because like I said, this is very, very bumpy with the texture on there. And I am pressing harder than I normally press, hoping it all gets across there. And it's kind of hard to tell when you're using Versamark because it's a watermark and you can't see it, so that's why I kind of didn't use the platform, because I can't tell if I did it right or not, you know. I'm just kind of crawling across it all to make sure it all got pushed down. And I'm pressing more than you normally would because honestly, I don't know. All right, let's see if this works, guys. This could turn into a big bust. So anyway, we're going to put this on there. And I am running out of this one, so. Okay. Oh, well, it is actually, it didn't do that great. It really didn't. Okay, do we abort or do we, this is the time to, yeah, because it's so bumpy, I don't think it really did that great. You know, I think I'm going to leave it because honestly, you can tell what it is, and I think it'll look kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll see. What did I do with this? Okay. Okay, so his head did not turn out all that good, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to live dangerously here. I'm going to go in, and I am going to try and line up this portion of it. And it's really just because I probably would have done better if I'd have just done it with my fingers and stuck it on there, because I could have pressed down in the bumps a little bit more. So I am going to try and line this up a little bit and do it upside down a little bit, or maybe sideways. I'm sorry, but I got to get it closer to me to do that. Honestly, I cannot tell. Well, that's kind of weird. That is really weird. Why it would have that down there like that. I look at it this way. If it doesn't work, I can always dust off the embossing powder and not use it. So that's kind of what my thinking is. All right, I'm gonna try it again. Put some back. I don't have any left, so I have to use this. Where's my little brush? Get that in there. I do need to get more embossing powder. I was going to try and do like a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby run, but things have gotten kind of bad around here again. So even though they're still open, I'm thinking, nah, unless I absolutely need it, I'm not going to go anywhere. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to try it, see how it turns out, see if any more of it got on there. Yes, yes. Except there's like a little string right there. Where did that come from? That is weird. Oh my goodness, where's my tweezers? Okay. That is not making me happy. And it's sticky. It won't come off. There we go. Take my tiny little brush that I use, and I use that a lot just to kind of dust off the extra little parts that don't belong there. I don't mind some when I'm doing stuff like this because I kind of like it, but if it's too much, then it kind of distorts your image a lot, and so I do kind of not always like that. Okay, there. I have a feeling that's going to look a little better anyway. Yeah, that needs to go away. Okay, now let's try it. Let's see what happens. Alright, that turned out way better. At least you can tell he's an octopus now. It doesn't have the detail, but that's why I'm really glad that I aborted that whole mermaid thing, because that would not have worked on here. The thing is that because this is so bumpy with the texture and just the, you know, all the stuff that we did to this envelope, it's definitely not going to... it's just not gonna be detailed, so I'm happy with that. I mean, I'd like it a little crisper, but I think under the circumstances that's not bad, so I'm gonna live with that. I'm kind of just trying to decide. I'm gonna look and see on those flowers if I want to mess with that or not, so we shall see. Anyway, well, I hope you guys didn't mind the little voiceover thing on my videos. It was the only way I could salvage them, and I went back and I looked, and if the content I thought was, you know, worth keeping, just not even bother posting them. But I kind of thought they were. So I decided to go ahead and leave them out there. So anyway, I don't know. You know, maybe I'm not going to use those. Maybe I won't. I have other things that I could definitely use that on. I do think what I am going to do, get my other cart over here. Hang on just a second, guys. Let me get that. I told you I have little rolling carts that I keep next to me, which really makes a huge difference. Okay, I'm telling you, this paste, honestly, it's gotten so... Oh, I did get the blue off my hands just in time to get other stuff, but, you know, hey, what can I say? I'm going to put some of the silver around the edges, and I love it. I just love it. I love how... And I'll put some on here. I do this on a lot of them just because, see all these little bumpy things? You're picking up the silver. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave out the little flowery stuff. Although I do think it looks really cool. Like I said, I could see using that on tags and all kinds of stuff. But I just kind of want to show different looks. You know, just put a little bit here and there. Oh yeah, look at that, guys. Oh, I wish you can. Oh, I don't know if you can. It's picking up the texture really well. I don't want to put too much though. I'm trying to do very little. Just where it's textured a little bit. Just put a little on there. And then of course we have some on the back. Put that on there. Just in a few spots. Just to kind of make it all blend in a little better. You know, you want the back to look good too. I always, I'm just about done with that journal. I'll be doing a flip through pretty soon on one of them. The other one I'm still kind of working on a little bit. It's just, I'm kind of stumped a little with some things, and I don't know. I feel like I'm going to move along with it. But the thing is that I always like to include 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 of these little envelopes that I put, I don't know, just a lot of work into it and love it, and I don't know. To me, it's not complete without at least one, and I love doing them. Okay, so that's enough there. I think that'll be enough. Maybe some right here because we don't have any. Maybe I can get the rest off my fingers. How about that? Yeah, I'm telling you, they never stay clean for more than a day. Okay, so anyway, that's the back. That's the front. I think that turned out cute. Now, I think I do want to put that on there, but I think I'm going to have to, gosh, maybe I could emboss that. Wish I had a stamp that was close to that. I don't think I do. You know how you have your matching stamps with stuff? That would have been fun. But I have a small one, which that is not going to work. It's a lot bigger. Yeah. Although it could look kind of cute in the middle. Gotta find it in here. I am so bad, guys, about putting stuff away as I'm working. I really, really am, and I don't know. I gotta get better at it. But let's see. What if we do like that. And then just, let's try that. Just for kicks, right? Oh, I just dropped it. I dropped the stamp. Okay, that's fun. God knows where it went. All right, this is not going to be easy. Up here it is. Well, that's a miracle. If you saw my floor, you would know what kind of a miracle it is. All right, guys. No kidding. Honestly, if you saw that floor, you would know that that was a true miracle finding that. Okay. I cannot wait until... Usually what I do is I get done with the journal if I'm, and then I'll do a flip through, then I'll clean up, and then I'll keep working on some other stuff, and it's just one mess after another. In between, I tried to do some more organizing in my craft room, and I did do some, and I'm kind of proud of myself. But it got to be said, I was going to do like another tour of all the new stuff that I did, but it got too big of a mess too quick, so I don't know. That may not happen for a while again. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm trying to mimic this. I know it's a lot smaller, but I think it'll look kind of cool. Gonna do that right there. And this isn't bumpy, so it'll work. I mean, the Mermaid stamp turned out really good, but it's just I knew it was so bumpy with that much detail, it probably would not work. All right. So let me put this up. Well, I'll tell you one thing too. When I was doing all that embossing, oh my gosh. I don't see that's got little pieces in there, but that's okay. It'll be all right. I mean, it literally has a consistency of sand. So it felt like I just had sand all over, even though I try really hard to clean up after and everything. Oh my gosh, it's a mess. It is a hot mess. Okay, and it's got some on the sides. I am going to put some on the sides. You know, actually, let me do that. I don't know which pen. This is just a medium. It's kind of a Versamark type pen. It's not from Versamark, it's Ranger. Versamark is a brand. And I'm just going to put some around the edges. It's really good for, kind of precision. And I do believe I got these in when Hobby Lobby had their clearance before the lockdown, not now. I really haven't gone back, which is kind of shocking. I've been buying like anything that I needed. I was getting pretty much online. Yeah, I think that's going to be too. I don't know where that came from. Yeah, that's interesting. Pretty much buying everything online. So, I guess I kind of got used to doing that. It's really quite shocking that I haven't been back there. Okay, so one more time. Let's see how this turns out. All right, I think it turned out pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, let me get that off of there. Oh, of course we have a little dot right there. Shoot. That means I gotta dip that in there. Oh my gosh, there's all kinds of junk on there. Probably from my floor. Let me do that. Alright, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to just put this on here to be my closure. And because it's so bumpy, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Let me see how far I need down. I need to have that to make it. I think I'm just going to do just the round part and probably kind of come. Let's see, how far down is that going? Right here. So how about if we do it all below here? Okay. Don't want it to smear too much on the side or it won't have an opening. Put that right here. Kind of hold it down. Like I said, it's bumpy, so it does cause a little bit of a problem. Okay, so we're going to let that sit there for a second, and let me get everything out that we did so far. I think what I'm going to do on these two, like I said, is I'm going to leave them the way that they are, because I just think that is so pretty. You know, here's another one for the purposes I'm going to use it for. And then we have this cutie right here with the little, with this little stuff that we made. I really thought I'd use more of it, but honestly, because it's so bumpy, it's just kind of hard to use it. But I think it turned out really cute, and it won't go to waste. I will use it. In fact, I think I'm going to do at least one tag, because I have to, because it's just sitting there on the back. And then the colors are so pretty. And I do think using the white shimmer really made a difference on this. It just brought it to another level. But I will say that it does mix your colors a little bit, you know, afterwards. So you want to be aware of that. But I think on this one that turned out well. This one, I think it mixed the color. Part of it too is what happened is I used a little bit of the Distress Oxide and I tapped down on it on all of the fish, and I used that ocean, whatever that is, and I tapped it just to kind of get rid of the white. And I think what happened is when I sprayed the Shimmer Spray, it activated that blue, so too much of the blue kind of went all over. And I just think this was gorgeous the way it was before. And you know, it doesn't look bad, but it's you can't really see the fish that well on there now. So, and that is my fault, because I should have known your Distress Oxide is going to get reactivated when you wet it. And so that's basically what happened. So anyways, guys, that was a lesson learned, right? But I still love it. I still think it's gorgeous. I really do. You just have to see it in person to kind of get it. Anyway, so that's cool. And then here's our last one. And I think that little shell is perfect. And the octopus. Oh, you know what we forgot to do on this guy? I am going to put a stamp on him, because let's see, what color stamp did I find? I found all different kinds. No, not that one, that's for sure. Pretty sure I found a blue one in here. I found it and set it aside, and it may be harder to find it again than just to find a new one, but let me see. I wonder if I put it in one of those little pouches. I probably did. Yep, I think I did, but that's purple. Oh, here's the blue one. You know, that's too blue, isn't it? What other colors do we have? Oh, okay, that one. This one works. That's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I get my little stamp thing out. You guys, I'm not going to stamp anything else on here. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Let me see. Oh, it's way over here. Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there with my art glitter glue. And this one's actually looks very vintage already, so I'm not going to ink it or anything. And I always put it about right there. So he's down pretty good. A little crooked. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. And then I'm going to use my stamp pad. Like I said, I always use this watering can just because it's not as dark as the what do you call it, the black, and I just think it ends up looking better for these purposes, you know. So I'm just going to do that right there. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, that looks good. Makes me wonder if I should put any other kind of... Well, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone. And if I do anything later, you know what? You'll see it. Okay. So here we go. There's the one that we just finished. Looks really cool. Here's the other one. And like I said, this was gorgeous before. So if I had it to do over, I probably wouldn't mess with it. But, you know, it's cute. I think it's different. And then we got this one with the little seahorses and everything and our little plants. I think it turned out pretty cute. And of course we have these two. And guess what? So they're done. Alright guys, so that's it for this series. And like I said, I do apologize for the audio. And hopefully I will have my flip through in the next couple days. And you'll get to see the finished product. And you know, don't be surprised if I change a few things here and there, because I always do that. But thanks for, you know, coming along for the ride, and hopefully I'll have another video out soon. I've got a few ideas, but if you know, if y'all think of anything that you want to see, I really am liking doing the stuff with these colors. I don't know why. I think you know, I think because they're cheery colors, and I think we all kind of need some cheering up. And, you know, that's what I think it is. I think it's just kind of it's cheery. So, you know, I might do some more mermaid things. I kind of was thinking of boho. Maybe boho, because that's colorful, right? All right, guys. We'll see you soon, and you take care. If you like the video, please give me a like and, you know, thumbs up and chit chat with me. I do try and get back to all my subscribers. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But I do read everything, guys, and I definitely appreciate all your kind comments. And oh, I just can't even tell you how much I appreciate it. There's just aren't enough words. Really are not. And with all the things going on lately, I am trying to post more video than I anticipated, because I don't know if you're like me. I don't want to turn on the news. I don't want to turn on the, I mean, I want to know what's going on. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I have my head in the sand. But sometimes you just want to chill and not think about things. And so that tends to be a lot of YouTube content. And that's what I do. I mean, you know, so, but I get so excited when, you know, a lot of you out there, I'm a subscriber to your channel, and I get so excited when people post a new video. I'm like, oh my God, that's so great, you know, because anyway, so I am trying to do that, but it is hard because it takes a lot. And I appreciate your patience with the audio stuff, But like on the plus side though, guys, I learned a new skill, which is the voiceover thing, which it wasn't that hard, but you know, hey, for me it was quite the accomplishment, which leads me to thinking if any of you guys are thinking about doing any of this stuff with it, it's not that hard. You know, it really isn't. It is time consuming, I will say that, but it's really not that hard. So, and you can certainly probably do it way better than me. So anyway, take care, stay safe, stay healthy. I will try and do my flip through in the next day or two. I'm not sure if I have another video in between then, but who knows. It's just really, I'm winging it. I'm just winging it, as you can tell. So anyway, y'all take care. We'll talk to you again in a day or two for sure.